Non-duality is about living your best life. It's not just some ancient, obscure gobbledygook to make us, spend our lives searching for an impossible feat of enlightenment. It's actually a very simple observation about what it's like to be a human being. Non-duality says there's not two things happening inside you. You're not as divided as you think you are, is what non-duality is saying. You can take a look and notice that for yourself. You don't have to be told by some outside source. Nisargadatta, his technique was to constantly ask, who am I? That does kind of get a little obscure because it's peeling an onion of a million identities off of us, a million imagined identities off of us. But what it's really saying is that there is a true source of you, and you can peel these things off and find yourself, be yourself. I mean, you can't find yourself because that just said there's two things. There's you looking for yourself. That's not non-duality, that's duality. It's just this secret technique about living your very best life. Because first of all, it means don't take yourself so seriously. Because as soon as you stop taking this thing that we call the false self so seriously, it loses its hold on you. You are the bright, unburdened being that you've always been. You're covered with layers of trauma and beliefs and thoughts. That's kind of like this outside layer that we're looking to peel away. There's 2 points to keep in mind. One is to understand that this is an opportunity to examine yourself and the entire human condition from a place that has no pain. There is a place inside of you that has no pain. That's your relaxed being. You can examine yourself, this thing that we call self, and you can examine the human condition from this place of no pain, so long as you understand the trick of non-duality. Every time you are looking at yourself, that's two things. So you focus more on the you that's examining the trauma and looking at the pain and working through it. I mean, it's real. It sets in our bodies. It sets in the stories that run through our mind. It's really important to work through our pain, but if you know who you are working through it, then it doesn't have quite the hold on you that it would otherwise have. So that's one really important thing to keep in mind as you're using non-duality to live your best life. The other thing that it's really good for is that it is an opportunity to examine us collectively and how we got here so that we can resolve this collective societal problem that we have. And so we can stop wounding future generations in the same way. We're going to keep wounding our children, the children of the world, unless we solve this little riddle of non-duality. Unless you know where you're coming from, Your wounds are going to always be the thing that's interacting with the world instead of yourself. So this non-dual opportunity, I want to call it an opportunity instead of an exercise or spiritual path or something like that, because really it's just an opportunity to examine ourselves from this peaceful place and bring our true humanity to the forefront, because this is our job in this life. This is our purpose. And we come together in a new way once we do this. So you're not just doing this for yourself, you're doing it for everybody else too. Because, and that's simple to understand, because when you're living your best life right, you are an asset to everybody else. You are bringing joy and humor and positive thought and positive action into everything that you do. And you do things constantly. We're in constant motion. So it would be really, really nice if our motion was in support of the harmony of the whole of humanity. So non-duality isn't this obscure thing. It's your opportunity to live your best life from that point of solid self-knowing.